I might be okay, but I'm not fine at all. It just makes so much sense. I can't get over this. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. I can't think about anything else right now except Taylor Swift. I just listened to the album twice and I listened to it alone. So I've had no one to like really share my thoughts with besides everyone on my Instagram stories. So I wanted to turn on the camera and share my thoughts because I have so many. Listening to that album, I think for the first time since April, but especially in the past couple of weeks, I was just filled with so much hope and most of all a distraction. Like for about 6 hours, you know, in the lead up and then the hours I've been listening to it now, I just wasn't thinking about anything else. I wasn't thinking about all the hard things happening in my life right now or even around the world. It was just so nice to have a few moments of, I don't even know what to call that, calmness, distraction, beauty, I think, and I hope that that is a shared experience, that listening to this, because I feel like everyone's kind of listening to it together at the same time, is just going to be this beautiful shared experience and just one night away from everything that we've had to deal with this year and everything that's really, really hard mentally right now. It's just so nice to listen to new Taylor Swift songs and all together as well. I can't believe she didn't give us any warning. I don't know what I would have done if I had had warning. I did not handle this last night very well. Found out around 9 o'clock. Didn't fall asleep until 4 AM because I was just shaking with so much anticipation, and woke up at 7:30 again. The same thing today. Felt that all day. I got 3.5 hours sleep. That's why I look like this, but I'm very happy. One of the things that blew my mind, I don't know if you know this or not, but back in April, she tweeted this out and it says, "Not a lot going on at the moment." This is a reference to her song 22 and the music video. Cool. We didn't think anything of it. However, she uses 8 words in that tweet, which represents the 8th album. The date that she posted that tweet, if you flip it, is today's date, when the new album came out. So she knew all along. It was right there. We usually look for the dumbest clues, the holes in the fence, but somehow we missed this. I don't know. I don't understand.
I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch. I don't understand.
And in a minute, I want to talk about my favorite songs and what I think the songs mean and all that stuff. But first, I just am so amazed because my friends and I were discussing what we think the album's about, what we think the songs are about, looking at the song titles and also the album artwork and the fact that Folklore, the name wasn't actually a song on the album, all of these things together. I felt like these songs aren't going to be about Jo, they're not going to be about her love life, they're not going to be moments that she's had recently, especially because we've been locked inside with nothing happening, like no situations for her to write from, no breakups. I'm hoping. We haven't really been living these past 4 months, at least, I don't know, in Australia. She's been locked up inside an apartment in New York, possibly London. She hasn't been out living experiences that would inspire you to write songs about something that happened to you. So I was like, I think this is going to be a concept album where it's more based on her imagination, her storytelling, kind of like what she did with Love Story and Safe and Sound and things like that. Like, I think it's going to be more thematic than autobiographic, more storytelling and folklore, I guess, you know, because folklore is just stories and different stories altogether. So it just makes so much sense. So yeah, this is what I wrote. I'll put up my theories. I shared this on Instagram like an hour before it all happened, and I feel like I was pretty accurate. I want to talk about my favorite songs now. So as soon as the album started, starting with The One, I instantly was in love and I loved it immediately, so much faster than I loved Lover and so much faster than I loved Reputation. Obviously the lead singles that came off those 2 albums ahead of time were a little bit, we know she chooses odd singles to be her lead singles. So then this one, just going in blindly, having heard nothing and then just hearing The One, those first few bars, those first few lines immediately drew me in, and that is one of my favorite songs, potentially my #1 song right now.
I'm doing good, I'm on some new shit.
I just love it so much. It's so empowering. It's just a very me song. I love it. When I saw that Bon Iver was featured on this album, like never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined that. I've been a fan of both separately for so long, never would have imagined them colliding. And oh my gosh, Justin's voice combined with Taylor's, they're harmonizing. They're so talented and that is such a beautiful pairing. They sound incredible together, and to have such a like woodsy, folky kind of album, he just fits perfectly. So Exile is one of my other favorite songs for that reason. I just think he sounds so good and the song is so beautifully written. I can't wait to listen to it again. One of my other favorites, I feel like you could probably guess if you know me, is Betty, just because it is such a, I don't know if I'd say callback to her earlier stuff, but it's very folky, it's bordering on country. I don't know if I can define that, but like there's a bit of harmonica in there, it's a bit more upbeat. It's just such a warm summer feeling of a song. Like it just made me feel so happy and I just love it. It's such a good song. I love it so much.
I dreamt of you all summer long.
Shout out to you if your name is Betty. You seriously won this one because that is an incredible song. Okay, so when the track list came out, I was texting with my friend Dylan and for some reason we were just like, why is August like hitting home? Why is that sticking out? We could just tell that August was gonna have some really strong personal meaning. And I still feel that way about the Lakes, but I haven't heard that yet. But yeah, it was exactly right. August got me. Like August is that song for me. Hearing August for the first time is how I felt hearing Cruel Summer for the first time. And now that Cruel Summer has kind of been put to bed, and by bed I mean like in a grave because we didn't get it as a single, August is my new potential Cruel Summer 2.0. So I love that. I'm a sucker for a bridge and the bridge in that is just beautiful. Again, it just makes me feel so warm and summery. It just brings me back to so many of my memories. You know, these summer love, summer fling situations, and just knew that was gonna be a real personal one. It got me and I loved it, and I love her for giving me that and for like what that represents, what it makes me think about, how it makes me feel. So I really hope that that is a single from this album. I think it will be if she does release them. It's just so good. It's great. You can't knock August. I'm currently editing and I just realized something so funny, which is that to me this whole album is very autumnal, very fall-esque, you know, very woodsy. I'm picturing Pacific Northwest, driving around through trees and like cold weather, bundled up. Whereas the 5 songs that I'm telling you guys about that are my favorites are like the warmest ones and kind of the slightly more upbeat. The fact that I'm describing these songs as warm is like, if they were on any other album, they wouldn't be at all. But I think just in comparison to the rest, they're like slightly warmer, slightly happier, even though these situations are so complicated and complex. Even when these lyrics are about hurting and missing someone or longing for someone, it's just the music behind it that for me evokes a warmer feeling, I guess. I think it's quite telling with this album, especially like which songs are your favorites or which ones resonate with you and how they make you feel, because in a lot of them, the music and the lyrics don't always match the same tone, which I kind of love. Anyway, back to the video. Also, The Great American Dynasty, that was one that when I saw the song title, I was just like, what is that going to be about? I mean, that name just really draws your imagination in. I originally thought when I saw the track list that maybe that would be something politically addressed, political related. Sure. But wow, such a good song. Just testament to her storytelling and her ability to vividly draw you a picture and make you feel like you've known this person that she didn't even know, but she just creates this world in a song that is like a movie and you can just see it in your mind. And that, I think, is one of the best examples on this album.
Pacing the rock, staring out at the midnight sea.
Yeah, The Last Great American Dynasty is one that I'm just gonna keep listening to and I think learning more and picking up more like hints and clues from, because I know she said that in this album there are a lot more Easter eggs and clues like she usually does in her music videos. So I haven't listened to it twice. I haven't picked up on that many things yet. So I'm very curious to see what has come out by the time I post this video, or even just in a few hours, because Swifties just figure stuff out. So if you have figured out any Easter eggs, comment them below. Please blow my mind. I cannot believe we are in a new era of Taylor Swift. She really said, I'm gonna save 2020.
You guys are in a crisis. I'm on my way.
All I can think about now is how incredible it would be to have had James Taylor on this album. He would have fit so perfectly, but Bon Iver is also great. I can't complain, but wow. Okay, so also in the future, I really need Taylor to collaborate with James Taylor, obviously, as mentioned, but also Sarah Bareilles, Ben Abraham, Stevie Nicks, Ben Platt, and Maggie Rogers. Can you just imagine any of those? I mean, obviously Harry Styles would be incredible too. I don't think that will ever happen, but any of those voices with Taylor's would just knock my socks off. Please let me know below if you could pick anyone who you would like her to collaborate with. I just can't get over August. I love it so much. All right, well, I'm gonna go and listen to it again and then edit this video and put it up. But I can't wait to hear what all of your favorites are, what you like, what you don't like, what you think about everything. Let's chat down below and I'll see you next time. Bye.